Good afternoon, JNTUK R16 third year ECE SEM 2 Microwave Engineering video lecture number 8 two cavity klystron part 3. Recall velocity modulation equation from previous class. So these are the two equations for velocity modulation. V of t1 equals to v naught plus beta 1 v1 by 2 v naught sin omega t naught plus theta z by 2. So first equation. Similarly, v of t 1 plus beta 1 v1 2 v naught sin omega t1 minus theta z by 2. So these two equations are called as velocity modulation equations for a given two cavity klystron. Go to next slide. In this today video lecture, our focusing on bunching process and small signal theory. So in our syllabus under two cavity klystron, last topic equal to bunching process and small signal theory. So in this topic, we are able to calculate or we are able to notice the bunching parameter equation. Similarly, two cavity output power and efficiency. Similarly, few solved problems on two cavity klystron. So how to guess or how to notice this bunching process under equation form? So to recall this one, once go to the back slide. So in applicator diagram, we noticed here early electron, reference electron, and what late electron. So for positive velocity modulation, we are having the time period of pi by 2. Similarly, for negative modulation, we are having the time period of minus pi by 2. So this space is called as drift space or bunching cavity space. Similarly, we are simply called as delta L. So by using this schematic, let me postulate the bunching parameter. Go to next slide. Yes, in this slide, here I am sharing the bunching parameter. So what is the bunching parameters are nothing but when these electrons are ready to leave from buncher cavity and collects at the receiving cavity. So the velocity along this free space, field free space between two cavities, what is that one? Delta L. So due to this field free space gap, we noticed the velocity modulation process. Yes. Further, this velocity modulation process creates the bunching of electrons. So those bunching of electrons further responsible to provide the current modulation. Clear? So by using the knowledge of applicator diagram, here I am noticing bunching parameter for a two cavity klystron. So bunching parameter is one of the measuring parameter for a two cavity klystron. So it is a specification. So here I am noticing short answer question explain bunching parameter. So bunching parameter for two cavity klystron represented by x equals to formula beta 1 v1 divided by 2 v naught. So what is the capital V naught? Anode to cathode voltage. What is the capital V1? Amplitude of the incoming signal applied to the two cavity klystron. Already we have the beta. So what is the beta here? Beam coupling coefficient. Beam coupling coefficient. And theta naught is the previous transit angle. So average transit time, transit angle are the most important short answer for the two cavity klystron. One more short answer here, we noticed bunching parameter beta 1 v1 by 2 v naught multiplied by transit angle. So now let us discuss a small derivation on this bunching parameter qualitatively. Now next slide, derivation of the bunching parameter for a two cavity klystron. Derivation of a bunching parameter for a two cavity klystron. For that one, here I am indicating the reference applicate diagram once again. Just so this applicate diagram itself indicating the process called bunching process. So by the bunching process, here the maximum of source voltage V1 sin omega t, and it is a drift space delta L is available. And here we noticed the 3 points: early electron, late electron, reference electron. Go to next slide. So here we noticed the three possible values. So here we noticed the three possible values. Those are here: reference electron approaches to equals to 0. Early electrons have tendency that greater than V naught. What is the V naught? Anode to cathode voltage. Similarly, late electron has voltage less than anode to cathode voltage. So by that knowledge, here I am representing the velocities of the electrons, which are equals to a comma b comma c. So it is the early electron, whatever with the pointer noting here, early electron. It is a reference electron. It is a b is the reference electron, and a is the late electron. Clear? So during this point, during these points, what is the status of the net field observed in the two cavity klystron? For example, during the reference electron. So at the reference electron, voltage observed at a B point. So what is the voltage observed at B point? Come back to bunching process slide. So at this point, so whatever pointer marking here, at this point, what is the net field observed here? V naught. So that is the reference electrons. Therefore, approximately field value equals to 0. Now come back to the leading electron, that is the early electron. So at that early electron, what is the velocity observed at early electron? Suppose this is the velocity observed at early electron. So what is the status of voltage at this point? It is always greater than anode to cathode voltage. Clear? So that will be termed as here maximum voltage, or simply maximum velocity here. So here I am turning as positive field. Here I am representing as positive field. Clear? Similarly, for late electron, here I am representing equation at A. So what is here? VA less than V naught. So during this status, I observed the negative field. Nothing but when electrons are trying to escape or trying to cross the buncher cavity and enters into the catcher cavity, this velocity modulation occurs at this status, nothing but at this interval TA to TC. Already in our yesterday class, we discussed the velocity modulation process. So by doing that velocity modulation process, here I am representing the distance that is equals to here delta L. So what is the delta L? Nothing but here the delta L representing the distance. Clear? So therefore why? Because all these electrons attains with different velocity. So what is the can anyone say at what time at all these electrons are combined? So here at some certain bunching time. So that is called TD. Clear? So this TD is very important. Why? Because this much of amount taken by these electrons to attain the to meet as bunching. So that is called bunch center. So the voltage observed at this point should be here variation of the drift space. That is simply call it as distance delta L. Therefore, here I am noticing the point the location of dense of electrons bunching from the electron is called delta L. Clear? So can anyone say what is the time value for delta L? Nothing but during the delta L, the final time value equal to, let's take TD. So at TD, the entire process will be completed. Clear? Now by using this knowledge, let me postulate the value for delta L for minimum and maximum. How to postulate the delta L? come to come to previous slide. If delta L, what is the delta L for minimum voltage, maximum output, TD minus initial TA. Similarly, TD minus TC. So here same thing I written here. So maximum velocity equation by using the delta L. Here I am representing the equation. Variation in the delta L equal to minimum voltage here, V minimum multiplied by TD minus ETA. So that is the time factor. Clear? So can anyone say the value for the TA with respect to TB? S. TB plus pi by 2 W from the bunching process diagram. Similarly for minimum, TB minus pi by 2 W. Yes, just you add the values to your particular thing. So what is the T? What is here? This one with respect to, so this is the minus leading and this is the plus. Clear? So same thing once again I written here. Delta L for maximum minimum. So V minimum multiplied by TD minus TA. So what is the value for TA? TB minus pi by 2W. Come back to bunching process diagram. S pi by 2W. Clear? So delta L equals to V minimum multiplied by TD minus TA. So what is the TA? TB plus pi by 2W. So this equation is called minimum velocity equation for by using the bunching process. This equation is called as minimum velocity equation. Similarly, adopt the maximum velocity equation. What is the maximum velocity equation? Delta L. So what is the delta L equals to maximum velocity V maximum? What is the time value? Final value minus initial, TD minus TC. Can anyone guess the factor for TC with respect to reference? Yes, TB plus pi by 2 W. TB plus pi by 2 W with respect to the bunching process diagram, applicated diagram. So these are the final equations for the minimum and maximum velocity. Clear? Minimum and maximum velocity. ఈ టాపిక్ లో మనం ఏం చేయబోతున్నామంటే బంచింగ్ పారామీటర్ యొక్క డెరివేషన్ ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తున్నాం బై యూజింగ్ ద యాపిల్-గేట్ డయాగ్రామ్. దానికోసం మనం 3 ఇండివిడ్యువల్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ యొక్క వెలాసిటీస్ యొక్క రెఫరెన్షియల్ వాల్యూస్ రాసుకొని దాని ద్వారా వచ్చేటువంటి డిస్టెన్స్ ని క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసాం. మినిమం వాల్యూ అండ్ మాక్సిమం వాల్యూ. క్లియర్? నౌ అడాప్ట్ దిస్ with respect to the maximum value. When we will get the maximum value? So with respect to previous, here we are having a beta 1 v1 by 2 v0, which is the coefficient. Clear? So same. So beta 1 v1 by 2 v0, that is the beam coupling coefficient. So for a maximum velocity, so the maximum velocity can be drawn with respect to V maximum. Now V maximum equals to output voltage multiplied by beam coupling coefficient 1 plus beta 1 V1 by 2 V0. That is the next equation. Similarly, identify the next equation for minimum velocity. So during the minimum velocity, minus pi by 2. During the minimum velocity, minus pi by 2. So for minimum velocity, V minimum equal to V0 multiplied by 1 minus beta 1 by 2 V0. Clear? Up to now, everything clear. Now move on to next slide. So replace these values. Next step, I substitute this V minimum and V maximum values in this delta L equation, and finally I solved the equations. So here I found final expressions for the delta L. Final expressions for the delta L equal to equation number A Clear? So this is the equation number A. And this is the equation number B. So these equations are drawn. These equations are drawn from previous this one. So these are the very important primary equations. So this is the equation. So this is the equation, and this is the very next equation. Clear? So now I substitute the minimum value and my maximum value in delta L equation. So finally up my output equations are likewise. So these are my final output equations delta L. So in this delta L, I found to meet the values that is equal to TB and TA. So TB and TB are the final values, TD and TB. So I can neutralize these values. So TB minus pi by 2W minus beta 1 V naught 2 V naught TD minus TBA. This term equals to 0. This term equals to 0. So what happened finally by solving these two equations? I found TD minus TB. TD minus TB equals to pi V naught divided by omega beta 1 V1. So I substitute in this equation. I found delta L equals to V naught multiplied by this value. Go to the next slide. So in this slide, I solved the equation for the transit time. So I solved the equation for the transit time with respect to the distance capital L. So in this slide, capital T, what is the transit time equals to? Go to previous slide, TD minus TA. Now adapt this TB minus TA to T2 minus T1. That is the transit time. So time equal to distance by velocity. So that equal to your gap L divided by V of T1. So take here numerator అదే విధంగా ఉంచుతున్నాను. Denominator I have old equation. So same old equation. I solved the old equation. So same replace the old equation. So L by this one. So L by V naught E equation minus 1. So ఈ ఈక్వేషన్ మనకి బైనామియల్ ఎక్స్పెన్షన్ ఫార్ములేషన్ లో ఉన్నది కాబట్టి solution for this one can be shortcut written as L by V naught 1 minus beta 1 V1 by 2 V naught sine of omega T naught plus theta Z by 2. మనకి పారామీటర్ ట్రాన్సిట్ యాంగిల్ పారామీటర్ కావాలి కాబట్టి మల్టిప్లై ద టైమ్ విత్ యాంగులర్ టర్మ్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద ఒమేగా. సో omega T, next step, omega T equals to omega T2 minus omega T1. So multiplied this equation with omega. So that equal to omega L by V naught 1 minus beta 1 V1 by 2 V naught sine omega T naught plus theta Z by 2. Clear? ఈ స్లైడ్లో మనం ఏం సాల్వ్ చేస్తున్నామంటే ట్రాన్సిట్ టైంని సాల్వ్ చేస్తున్నాం. ట్రాన్సిట్ టైంకి మన దగ్గర ఉన్నటువంటి ఫౌండేషన్ ఈక్వేషన్ ఏంటి అంటే T2 మైనస్ T1. సో ఈ T2 మైనస్ T1ని మనకి తెలిసినటువంటి నోన్ వేరియబుల్లో రాసుకున్నాను, L బై V ఆఫ్ T1. న్యూమరేటర్ నేను అలానే ఉంచాను. మన దగ్గర డినామినేటర్ ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్నది V నాట్ ఇంటూ లైక్ దిస్ వన్. సో దాన్ని ఇలా నేను సాల్వ్ చేసుకుంటూ వస్తే మనకి ఇక్కడ ఒక ఫైనల్ ఈక్వేషన్ అనేది ఏర్పడింది L బై V నాట్. సో దాన్ని మనకి కావాల్సినటువంటి ట్రాన్సిట్ టైం ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలి కాబట్టి ఈ ఫార్మాట్లో తీసుకొచ్చుకున్నాను, ఒమేగా T ఈక్వల్ టు లైక్ దిస్ వన్. So by using this equation, what is the value here I obtained? Theta naught. So theta naught equals to all this omega L divided by 2 V naught. Likewise, I solve the step. So finally, already we are having the bunching parameter. So bunching parameter equal to x equals to beta 1 V1 by 2 V naught into theta z. So then దాన్ని ఇందులో సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేశాను. So finally you are obtaining capital L equals to 2 V naught by omega beta 1 into small x. So this is the bunching parameter related to your value. Clear? వన్స్ అగైన్ ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ చూద్దాము. మనం ఈ స్లైడ్లో మనం ఏం సాల్వ్ చేసామంటే బంచింగ్ పారామీటర్ యొక్క వాల్యూని ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేసాము. దానికోసం నేను యాపిల్గేట్ డయాగ్రామ్ని రిఫరెన్స్గా తీసుకున్నాను. యాపిల్గేట్ డయాగ్రామ్లో మినిమం అండ్ మ్యాక్సిమం వోల్టేజెస్ని సాల్వ్ చేశాను. ఫస్ట్ మినిమం అండ్ మ్యాక్సిమం వోల్టేజ్ని సాల్వ్ చేయడానికి బంచింగ్ పారామీటర్ ప్రాసెస్ యొక్క డెల్టా ఎల్ ఫైనల్ వాల్యూస్ని రాశాను. వి మినిమం గాను వి మ్యాక్సిమం గాను. ఈ వి మినిమం వి మ్యాక్సిమంలో నేను మరలా డెల్టా ఎల్ యొక్క ఇండివిజువల్ వెలాసిటీస్ని రాసుకున్నాను. ఈ విధంగా ఏర్పడ్డాయి. ఈ విధంగా ఏర్పడిన తర్వాత టీఏ టీబీ టీసీని టు మీట్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ కండిషన్స్ ఏమవుతున్నాయంటే ఇక్కడ ఈ టర్మ్స్ ఈక్వల్ అవుతున్నాయి. సో ఫైనల్లీ ఐ గాట్ వాల్యూ డెల్టా ఎల్. క్లియర్? ఫైనల్లీ ఐ గాట్ దిస్ డెల్టా ఎల్. ఈ వాల్యూని తీసుకొని నేను మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ ఒక కొత్త పారామీటర్ని ఐడెంటిఫై చేశాను. దట్ ఈస్ ద ట్రాన్సిట్ టైంని ఐడెంటిఫై చేసుకున్నాను. ట్రాన్సిట్ టైంని ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తే T2 మైనస్ T1 అనేది నా యొక్క ట్రాన్సియంట్ టైం. ఈ పారామీటర్ని నా నోన్ పారామీటర్లోకి రాసుకున్నాను. దాన్ని కొంచెం సింప్లిఫై చేసుకున్నాను. దాని ద్వారా వచ్చేటువంటి ఆన్సర్ ఏమవుతుంది అంటే ఫైనల్గా మీకు ఇక్కడ బంచింగ్ పారామీటర్. సో దట్ ఈక్వల్ టు క్యాపిటల్ X ఈక్వల్స్ టు బీటా 1 V1 డివైడెడ్ బై 2 V నాట్ ఒమేగా L బై V నాట్. సో అక్కడి నుంచి మనకు కావాల్సినటువంటి వాల్యూ ఏంటి అంటే L ఈక్వల్స్ టు 2 V నాట్ క్యాపిటల్ V నాట్ డివైడెడ్ బై లైక్వైజ్. సో ఈ యొక్క ఆన్సర్ని మనం ఇందులో హియర్ వీఆర్ టేకింగ్ ద ప్రాసెస్ దట్ ఈస్ ద బంచింగ్ పారామీటర్ ఎవాల్యుయేషన్ ఫర్ స్మాల్ సిగ్నల్ థియరీ. స్మాల్ సిగ్నల్ థియరీ ఫర్ 2 cavity క్లైస్ట్రాన్గా మనకి సిలబస్లో చెప్పబడింది. దట్ ఈక్వల్ టు హియర్ L ఈక్వల్స్ టు 2 V నాట్ డివైడెడ్ బై పాయింటర్ పెట్టాను ఇక్కడ 2 V naught divided by omega beta 1 V1 divided multiplied by X. That is called bunching parameter equation. Next to go to the next slide. Expression for output power and efficiency. So to evaluate the expression for the output power and efficiency, నేను ఇక్కడ ఈక్వలెంట్ సర్క్యూట్ ఫర్ ద 2 cavity klystron తీసుకున్నాను. So here I am taking the equivalent circuit for the 2 cavity klystron. So total 2 cavity klystron can be represented by parallel combination of the resistances, late electron, reference electron, early electron. వాటికి కావాల్సిన ఈక్వలెంట్ రెసిస్టెన్స్ తీసుకున్నాను. సో ఫ్రమ్ ద పవర్ I square R కాబట్టి సో వాట్ ఇస్ ద బీమ్ కప్లింగ్ కోఎఫిషియంట్? ఆల్రెడీ మన దగ్గర బీమ్ కప్లింగ్ కోఎఫిషియంట్ ఉంది కాబట్టి బీటా I whole square multiplied by the equivalent resistor RH. So beta square I2 divided by 2, that is multiplied with your nodal voltage. So that's why next slide, input power. So what is the input power taken from this 2 cavity klystron? Total input power supply I0 multiplied by V0. Clear? I0 multiplied by V0. So ఈ రెండు ఈక్వేషన్స్ ఉపయోగించుకొని here we are identifying the efficiency of the klystron. So what is the efficiency of the klystron? Previous P out expression divided by P in expression. So P in equals to I0 multiplied by V0. So P out divided by P in. Finally, we are obtaining the efficiency for a given 2 cavity klystron. Beta naught I2 V2 divided by 2 I0 V0. Next slide. So what are the final conclusions from our 2 cavity klystron? So from 2 cavity klystron, these are the performance characteristics observed. Frequency 250 megahertz to 100 megahertz, power 10 kilowatts to 500 kilowatts, gain. So we are able to get a good gain up to 20 dB, bandwidth value, noise figure, and efficiency for this 2 cavity klystron approximately 58%. So these are all experimental results for the 2 cavity klystron amplifier circuit. So here I noticed some applications here. So in power amplifier, these two cavity amplifiers, two cavity klystron amplifiers are used to improve the power. Why? Because in our microwave engineering, we are having tube structures. So therefore, in embedded products, by using this two cavity klystron, these two cavity klystrons are helpful to embedded in power amplifier. And frequency multiplier circuit, how the frequency multiplier circuit will be used in this two cavity cluster, and how? Why? Because here by using the velocity modulation process, so general individual frequency can be multiplied by integer number of times, so therefore automatically frequency value should be multiplied by n1 and n2 n3 likewise. So therefore two cavity clusters are used in the frequency multiplier circuits. Similarly, these two cavity clusters are helpful in TV transmitters, satellite communication devices, etc. Clear? Now come on to the some problems from taken from the previous papers under two cavity cluster. Let me solve on this individual. So first problem, a two cavity cluster operates at 10 gigahertz. Current I naught equal to 3.5 milliampere. V naught equals to 10 kilovolt. So for a given drift space length 3 centimeters, so output cavity for a total shunt conductance that equals to 20 micro ohm. So with the beam coupling coefficient of 0.92. So find the maximum voltage gain and further parameters. So this maximum voltage gain. So just recall from the two cavity cluster answer. Maximum voltage gain. So capital A equal to indicated by this equation. So by using given data, try to evaluate the beam velocity V naught. What is the formula? 0.593 multiplied by 10 power 6 square root of V naught. So this is the equation for beam velocity. So here I found 0.593 multiplied by 10 power 8 meter per second. So beta they given in the answer 0.92. Clear? So here we are obtaining the theta naught. So to evaluate the theta naught, we have formula omega L by V naught. So omega equal to 2 pi f. So our frequency equal to 2 pi into 10 gigahertz, 10 power 9. They mentioned the drift space length 3 centimeters, 3 into 10 power minus 2 divided by DC beam voltage. In previous equation, we solved 0.593 into 10 power 8. Substitute. So we got result 31.786 radians. Theta naught. So go to mother equation. A beta square 0.92 square theta naught 31.786 current 3.5 milli. Entire data they will given. Clear? So here we are taking the Bessel coefficient 0.592. So they mention here. So divided by they given all the related data. So that equal to here 1.854 into 10 and applied beam voltage 10 kilovolt. Clear? 10 kilovolt multiplied by shunt conductance 20 microfarad. So numerator by denominator, here they mention 2.715 into 10 power minus 3. It is called maximum gain. So hex maximum equal to 1.814. Clear? So therefore in Pessel's table, J1 of this value equals to 0.581 for a given two cavity klystron. So this is the first problem we solved under two cavity klystron. Go to the second problem. So the statement of second problem given by a two cavity klystron amplifier has following parameters: DC voltage for acceleration of electrons 1000 volt, beam resistance 50 kilo ohm, DC current 25 milliampere, frequency 3 gigahertz, and gap spacing is equal to 1 millimeter. Spacing between the two cavities 4 centimeters, and shunt impedance including the beam loading 30 kilo ohm. So they found J1 of X minimum 1.814, J1 of X equals to 1.841. So J1 of X equal to 0.582. So in problems, they will labeled as data. So by using all this data, already we have the voltage equation beta square theta naught current J1 of X divided by XP naught into shunt conductance. So try to here. So focus first option A, find the input gap voltage to give maximum output voltage. So to provide the maximum output voltage, what is the minimum? What is the input voltage maximum value? So to evaluate first thing, we want to know the electron velocity. So in theory, we have the formula V naught equals to 0.593 into 10 power 6. V naught into 10 power 6. V naught formula 0.593. V naught equals to 0.593 10 power 6 square root of the VDC. So apply this formula. So in our calculator, so we obtained 1.88 into 10 power 7 milli per seconds. Clear? Next, evaluate gap transit angle. Next step, evaluate gap transit angle. So we know that once recall gap transit angle theta z. So what is the formula? Omega d by V naught. So by using question data, by using the statement data, try to solve theta z. So answer equal to 1 radian. Similarly, we wanted to calculate the transit angle between the cavities. So formula in our theory, omega L divided by V naught. Here. So answer equal to 40 radians. Now focus on beam coupling coefficient. Beam coupling coefficient. So formula given. So identified the value 0.9152. So all these empirical formulas are completed in our theoretical explanation. So now come to target maximum input voltage. Formula equal to 2 times of VDC into multiplied by given 1.844. Clear? divided by beta 1 beam coupling coefficient multiplied by transit angle. So numerator 2 VDC in question 1000 10 power 3 capital X 1.814 divided by beta 1 0.952 multiplied by transit angle 40. So answer for first bit 96.5 volt. So slowly understand the problem. First bit, find the input gap to a given maximum output voltage. First read the question carefully. What is the data required for our two cavity klystron? Recall our theory. Implement the theory equations in the problems. Direct problem substitutions. For that one, first notice this electron velocity. So you have answer 1.88 into 10 power 7 millisecond. Next, recall the formula 2 VDC by X by beta naught to theta naught. So try to focus theta naught. First evaluate theta naught. Later evaluate beam coupling coefficient. Substitute these answers in the mother formula. So therefore we are able to evaluate 96.5. Come back to question number B, voltage gain. So this is already solved in previous problem. So same procedure is adopted. Take the equation, assign the inputs for this equation, direct substitution. So gain equals to 6.876. So this is problem number 2. Thank you for watching this video lecture, attending for the online class. In tomorrow video lecture, we will continue the upcoming problems along with multi-cavity klystron explanation. Thank you, one and all.